Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Now in this video I'm gonna analyze another pretty important aspect of this 2021 season of Formula 1 that regards Red Bull and Mercedes. Which of the two teams had the stronger package and the stronger car during the year? A lot of fans and a lot of people seem to be arguing that actually was Red Bull that did have the stronger car compared to Mercedes, and therefore, if they're not very ahead in terms of points here, we will just go to the standings. They are behind Mercedes here, and therefore, if they're not more ahead, that's because of the fact that they haven't been able to capitalize on their advantage. Now, I believe that this is not the case, and I believe that Red Bull hasn't had a stronger car during the year, and I'm gonna now prove it to you using just a very no objective way of analyzing results and analyzing the points of Bottas and Perez. If we analyze, the teammates of both Hamilton and Verstappen, we can see the performance of the car, right? When you have a very strong car, it doesn't really matter if you are a normal or a standard driver. You're gonna always be able to get second or to get into the podium because it's just a car, right? You have a very strong car, so it doesn't really matter if you don't drive as well as your teammate. You're gonna eventually be able to be second or third, and so that has been always the case in Formula 1. So if we just compare here, we just take a look at Bottas and Perez's performance during the year, we can clearly see that Red Bull didn't really have a stronger package than Perez. And this is proven by the fact that Bottas has actually more points than Perez in the standings. You can see here Bottas has 28 points more than Perez. Now let's analyze in very quick way the season overall. Bottas has had a total of 4 DNFs, one in Imola, crash with Russell, one in Monaco, the problem with the wheel, one in Hungary when he just did the bowling move, and then one in Qatar, the technical issue. So that's a total of 4 DNFs. And then there have been 3 more races where Bottas has scored 0 points. Here in Baku, it was just off the pace. Then here in Belgium, when they didn't even race and they just gave half points. And then last one in Mexico, when he was tangled by Ricciardo and he ended up just spinning around and just trailing in the last positions without really able to overtake. So there have been a total of 7 races where Bottas has scored 0. No points. Let's take a look here at Perez. He has had 2 DNFs, one in Hungary when he was taken out by Bottas, and one in Jeddah when he was just tangled by Leclerc. So that's 2 DNFs. And then there have been 3 more races where he has scored 0. One in Imola, 11th, one in Silverstone, 16th, and then one in Belgium, once again. He had changed engine parts here, but because they didn't race, there was no chance of recovering. So that's another big 0. So in total, Perez has had 5 races where he has scored 0, compared to Bottas 7 races where he has scored 0. But still Bottas is ahead of Perez by 28 points. And then you have to, question yourself, why? How it's possible that Bottas still, scoring 0 points in 2 more races than Perez, is ahead in the standings? If Red Bull really did have the stronger car and the stronger package, Perez should be way ahead of Bottas. So once you analyze this, the most reasonable answer is that actually Red Bull didn't have the stronger package. Now, it's true as well, and we have to assume it, that Perez did the move to a new team, right? Bottas has been with Mercedes since 2017, so he's well used to the car and how the car works and all that stuff. Perez instead moved to a complete new team, right, over the winter. So, we can assume that Perez needed, some races to get used to the new car. Now, in my opinion, these drivers, right, are the top drivers in the world. So, I think that a driver with that amount of skill to be able to reach Formula One cannot really require that much time to get used to a new car, right? You should get used after maybe 50 laps, but after 50, 60 laps, you should be already used to how the car works. Maybe you need to learn more about the buttons, the settings, all the stuff, but overall, it should be it should maybe require 2 or 3 races to get used to the car. And we can see that still, despite assuming this, so even if we exclude the first 4 results from the calendar, right, the first 4 races, we can see that Perez's performance hasn't been that great, and unless a couple, if we just exclude a couple of unlucky moments, some problems on the pit stops, some poor qualifying sessions, or the fact that he started from the midfield, then he ended up having crashes or touches with other cars. Perez has been in the podium only 5 times. He has finished third in 4 different races, and then he has won the race on Baku, where Verstappen tire just exploded with 5 laps to go, and Perez was running second, and he was able to then win the race because of Hamilton's mistake, and he just locked up in the first turn. And that's the only victory of Perez this season. If we take instead a look at Bottas, look at this. In the podium, third. Another podium, third. Another podium in Spain. Another one. Second in Austria. Third, Great Britain. Then again, third. First, he won in Turkey. Then again, third in Brazil, and third in Jeddah, in the very last race. So Bottas overall has had 11 podium finishes. 11. So that's more than double the amount of Perez podium finishes. And therefore, I can see that we just analyze this, and considering the fact that Bottas, yes, he's a skillful driver, he's pretty, decent, but he's not an outstanding driver, and he's not a super talented driver. And the same here goes to Perez, right? He's a very skillful driver, and I think that maybe he's slightly superior in terms of Bottas, in terms of racing pace. He's a little bit more aggressive in terms of defense. He's more aggressive in the overtakes, and so I would say that Perez is slightly better than Bottas in terms of driving. But then, how can we just have Perez, poor results over the season being compared to Bottas? And I think the most reasonable answer is that actually Mercedes weren't that bad. The car wasn't that bad compared to Red Bull. The Red Bull never had the stronger car in the season. They only were able to level the performance, and therefore, when that happens, is the fact that certain circuits are going to suit more your package than others. For example, in Portugal and Spain, Mercedes dominated, and no one really questioned it, right? And instead, when Red Bull dominated in Mexico, then everyone was saying, "Oh, Red Bull has a clear package advantage," and so on. But it's just what happens normally, even in past seasons. So even if we go 2020, 2019, 2018, and 17, we can still see that Mercedes was clearly the stronger car, right? They had the stronger car since 2017 to 2020, but still, despite that, they weren't able to win every race. There were some races because of track temperatures, because of external factors, that they were able to be stronger, and so other cars won. Do you remember Verstappen winning in Great Britain and also winning in Brazil? And so it's just the fact that certain circuits are going to suit more one package over the other. So Mercedes has always been good in terms of engine power, straight line speed, and slow speed corners. Instead, Red Bull is stronger in medium and high speed corners. So, depending on the track, sometimes one car is better, sometimes the other is better. So if we just consider everything, we consider Bottas' overall season performance, and we consider Perez's overall season performance, we can clearly see that even if we assume that Perez requires some time to get used to the car, but then even when, like after he won in Baku, right, he didn't really have such a great performance, like compared to Verstappen, right? Verstappen was able to always finish like first or second, and instead Perez, many cars, he was just a lot behind. And this clearly shows that if anything has been really Verstappen that has been able to outperform his car, right? To outperform Red Bull, and actually to make us believe that Red Bull was a lot stronger than Mercedes in certain tracks, where I believe that it maybe they were just leveled, right, in terms of performance, or maybe because of the track, Red Bull had a slight advantage. And at the same time, Hamilton has done the same. He has outperformed his Mercedes, and in many circuits, I think he has been able to grasp, that second position or that third position, outperforming maybe his car. Do you remember in that race when Hamilton was able to, in Mexico, when he was able to, keep a second position despite the fact that Perez had a clear pace advantage? So, also Hamilton has outperformed his Mercedes, and you can also see it, compare it like Hamilton's points versus Bottas' points. And but I think that Verstappen has outperformed his Red Bull more than what Hamilton has outperformed his own Mercedes. And yeah, that's just my point of view. This is just an analysis looking at Perez and at Bottas' overall season performance. And I think that it's pretty clear. Once you analyze all this, it's pretty clear that Red Bull really never had a stronger car. If anything, they were just slightly stronger in certain circuits, but they were weaker in others. So yeah, it's just this, and that's why we are so close here in terms of championship. So yeah, that was the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya. Bye bye.